As computers get faster and the total computing power applied to creating bitcoins increases, the difficulty increases proportionally to keep the total new production constant. Thus, it is known in advance how many new bitcoins will be created every year in the future. Coins have to get initially distributed somehow, and a constant rate seems like the best formula. Satoshi Nakamoto. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. To this video, I want to talk about the Bitcoin price and the crazy opportunity I see in Bitcoin right now. It's so it's so crazy. Like nobody is even able to see it because I I as I as I can assume, like most people are delusional. They are living in a set of mindset that is basically uh, a mindset that is like mass psychosis area where so many people are getting manipulated. They don't even know if they are in manipulation. So now you see the price of Bitcoin is so cheap, so low. You can't even believe your eyes because like like Bitcoin worth so much right now that at this price level, right? So it's so cheap for like this year, right? Like, and I don't really care what price Bitcoin is to this year because the problem is there's nothing better, right? Even if Bitcoin was in 100,000, I would still this year, and I wouldn't, even if I know it would drop like 50% next day, I would still this year. This is the point of this year. The point is that because the value of Bitcoin is so great, right? In any point of time, it worthwhile this year, right? It worthwhile buying a little bit because the point is, I have I have like more certainty that Bitcoin will survive, right, in the future than my bank account, right, getting frozen or my bank account, or the bank get get out of business or go bankrupt, right? I have most certainty in Bitcoin. Now, is the thing. I'm not saying somebody to go buy Bitcoin or do something. I'm not saying telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what I think is good, right? So a lot of people will come back in 1 year and say, well, the Bitcoin is just like for people getting early, and they are the only one who have all the Bitcoin. Well, we have been telling you, right? We are telling you right now, you know, get some just in case, right? Just in case if it catches on, right? If the other system breaks, right? At least you get some. When I go to the merchant on the street, I get them some Bitcoin, right? I give them like some Bitcoin. I say, hey, try it out, like keep it for 2 years, and then in 2 years when I come back here, I want to ask you how much it worth, right? So like this is what I do personally. I don't really care about the money. It's not my point. My point is, how can we make sure that as many people as possible can be saved, right, from that burning house, right? So this is it, and this is what I don't listen to news. I don't listen to any of those propagandas. Even the people in Bitcoin, they still get screwed by those things too, right? They still get deviated because it's hard to believe. Like the other guy, like the guy from FTX, showed up and he was like, "Oh, Bitcoin proof of work. Bitcoin will have to move to proof of stake or something like that. Or proof of work doesn't work." It's like why would you? Those are type of distractions, right? So even listening to things like that, it just deviate you, right? So these are the same like theory of mass psychosis, I said, because it's like everybody tend to believe that like the Fed can lower inflation. right? Which is like impossible, right? How can you tell me you will lower inflation? How are you gonna do that? Like, it's like it's crazy. Like after all that money printing, you're gonna say you're gonna lower inflation. Like it's like like it's like even listening to that, it's that make you dumber and dumber, right? So those are the things I can't believe like people still believe in those things. Like like when you see a house burning down, right? It's burning. The house is fucking burning. Like there's nothing. I'm sorry for swearing, but it's like it's just burning. Like there's no going inside to go look for like jewelry or something. It's just burning. Just get out, right? So that's what it is. So Bitcoin right now, it's gonna drop. It may drop farther down, right? This is the thing. Like I don't care. It may drop like to 3,000, right? It dropped to 3,000, right? If I get some money, I buy some more. If I don't have, I just wait when I have and I buy. I just accumulate every week, every 2 weeks when I have. Right? It doesn't matter. It's not about the money. It's about like will you be able to sustain yourself and your family, right? In the future, right? If something breaks, right? People don't really. Most so many people go in the altcoin world on those other altcoins, other coins. They think they don't understand the vulnerability of the current system, right? And I don't blame them. I don't blame you for going in those altcoins, like because most of those people they don't understand the vulnerability of this system that is basically set to breaks. It's not sustainable. It's gonna break, right? So until you don't understand it, until you understand it, once you understand what problem Bitcoin solves, then you will understand what I'm saying here. So you will understand the value of getting some, even if it's one Satoshi a day, it doesn't matter. Right? Even if it's 10 Satoshi like every week, it doesn't matter. At least you get some Satoshi in your own custody, right? So because I believe a lot of those companies they're gonna go blow up. They're gonna Most of these exchanges gonna blow up, and I mean I feel bad for a lot of people because a lot of people are not gonna listen. They're not gonna take the coin of exchanges. You can't change that, right? They're just not, right? So regardless of the price going down, here's your hash rate. Okay, so you see the hash rate over here. Um, like for 3 years, yeah. So the hash rate is keep going up, right? So you see the hash rate is going up. The difficulty just adjusted a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Um, so now I think next week it may have to readjust lower or higher. The probability may be too lower because some miners like turning off the miners, so because it's not really profitable. But when the price go up again, more miners will go back online and the difficulty will adjust again up and higher. So yeah, that's a good thing. And we have the Lightning Network, so all the development going on. As you can see, there are a lot of channels and nodes. People are getting more nodes and channels. So yeah, which is amazing. Like the network is not going down, right? So it's solid. There's a lot of work going on, and right now you have like Bitcoin only fund, right? Hedge fund, like going to invest in those companies on top of Lightning, right? So building the future for Bitcoin, right? So all those things are happening, and they are not stopping. Nobody's slowing down. Those people, they have a vision. They are working in a vision, a same goal, right? So optimizing for privacy, optimizing for sovereignty, right? Optimizing for running your own node, and All those things are happening. Like now, you can create your um you can basically go and create your podcast, and people can stream you satoshis, right? Like I'm not talking about like 1,000 transaction a second. I'm talking about millions, like billion transactions in half a second, right? Those are the type of transactions that are going on, and they never have to touch the base layer, right? All the coin optimizing, saying, oh yeah, they are better than Bitcoin because they can have so many other transactions, and I bought into that pitch too, right? So I thought like, okay, hey, like when I first got in, like when I see all these altcoins saying, oh, they are better than Bitcoin, they can do this, they can do that, and all those things, like fancy and all those things. I'm like, okay, well, maybe this sounds real, right? And I thought, okay, maybe those ones are newer. And I start believing, I start digging into them, and they get me, right? But when I started to really understand this, and I started to dig real deep into Bitcoin, and I started to see, well, those are all lies, right? Those are all just like pitch to get me buy stuff that I don't need, like, right? So, and I lose focus, right? You're gonna have like 10,000 coin, you have each one of them, you're gonna have it's like, man, like it's just confusing, right? You focus your time, you focus your energy, and then this is how you get success, right? Like, and I realize, hey, if you wanna go like focus your time and your energy in something else, make sure you understand it. Make sure this aligned to your your goal or your values or something. Like I mean, it's really up to you. Right? I'm not saying like somebody have to just get Bitcoin. I'm saying you have to make sure that you focus on what you're doing. It doesn't matter which one, but you have to make sure that can you focus on it for 2 years if the price drop down to like near zero, right? So most of those people working on Bitcoin, even if the price dropped to 3,000, they would still keep working, right? So they're not like giving up, right? So yeah, so this is more. That's what I'm saying. This is more than just the money. This is about changing the world and building a better future, right? So we don't have our YouTube account being managed by a centralized company taking like 90% of the revenue and giving us like 2% to 5%, right? So and so many YouTube channel right now, they can't become profitable. They can't make anything because I mean, like, like it's not possible because they are optimizing for advertisement. Right? It's not easy. It's not easy. So how can you get in? How can you get ahead? You can't, right? So like the richer get richer. Like the bigger channels, the one who the were there before, they get more most of the views, right? So you can't really get ahead, right? And all of those, and most of the and because of fiat as well, you see those YouTube channels like the YouTubers and crypto, they are optimizing to penalize to to kill their subscribers with a bunch of scams, right? Because they're only optimizing for money, right? For the money, for views, for subscribers, right? They wanna optimize. They wanna give them like give them hope that okay, fake a sense of security that okay, yeah, this coin gonna pump, it's gonna this, which never gonna happen. Like yeah, you may make some money like in the 10, you may get some 50% up, but you drop like 200% in a week, right? So like yeah, so anyway, you guys do your own diligence, okay? So um yeah, I was so glad that I changed my mind over those altcoins, and yeah, I'm open about it. I went to those things too. This is the website for DCA, DCABDC.com, which is like just modeling you like how much if you put $10 every week in the past 3 years. So basically, you would get like you would invest 1,500, and then you would get like 4,000 basically, right? So um this is just more than to show you like what I'm saying. It's like yes, you may be down someday, you may be down some year in a specific year, but in over the long period of time, you will be up Why? Because Bitcoin is scarce. We know exactly how many Bitcoin will exist, right? So, and everybody, all those countries will have to start mining Bitcoin. China ban it, okay? Still have 20% of the hash rate power sitting in China, right? So this is like it's really a life, right? It's a life. It's a living thing. It's hard to kill it, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's like most people don't understand. It's like you're gonna understand that proof of work. That's what gives Bitcoin value, right? So if anybody can show it up and print and say, oh yeah, they playing God on everybody else, that's not value. That's not innovation, right? That's what we already have, right? So anyway, I don't wanna be, I don't wanna keep preaching you guys, but I just wanna tell you, like, I'm just showing you the way it is, right? So you make your own decision and teach your family, your friends, your neighborhood, your city, right? Your merchant, right? Tell them, ask, explain them, get them, like, give them like $4, $5 of Bitcoin. Like, get them to download the Moon Wallet, and tell them, hey, keep that in 2 years, 3 years, just in case. If like, just in case. Right? So it's not gonna hurt. You get some people too, $2 of Bitcoin, right? Give your friends some, right? They will never really understand. They will never get it until they try to experience it, right? You're gonna get them to experience it, get them to live with it, and then, right? Once they start getting into it, maybe price may drop or up down, right? Over the long term, right? Tell them to look at it after 1 year, 2 years, right? So something like that. I hope, like, one thing I hope that this wallet had, like, some of those moon or blue wallet, if they had like the ability for you to have a time lock on the Bitcoin. So if they had time lock, basically, you would give the person, like, let's say $5 of Bitcoin. Let's say 5,000 satoshis, and if this basically would be like, if you could put a time lock of like 2 years on it and say, hey, this is a time lock for 2 years and you can't spend it for 2 years, this would be like, yeah. Because you give it to the person, right? The person can't spend it because it's just you just give it. You didn't, you didn't buy something from the, you just give it to the person, right? If the person agree, right? If the person agree to receive it, they say, hey, you receive it, but you can't spend it in 2 years. And in 2 years, the person will see the price going up, going up, going up, right? They may not be able to sell it, right? And maybe this person is so convinced that this person is going to start DCA. So over time, and then the person get even more and more and more Bitcoin, right? So this is just one of the things that I wanted to tell you guys. You just help your friends, your family, and your kids, your parents. Tell them about Bitcoin. They don't need to get a lot. They just a little bit, and they will thank you for it. I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you again.